Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world you are situated at today. This is Zoliswa Cheche, and I'm welcoming you once again to Speak It with Zoliswa. Today, I would like us to have a conversation about the content of your character. What has sparked this thought in my mind? There is one of the most famous speeches of the people that I love in the world, and this is the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he made his all-popular speech outside of the Lincoln Memorial, and he said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day be judged not according to the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And this got me thinking as to what really goes into the content of the character. And that is what I'd like us to have a conversation about today. This came as a result of another conversation that I had with a friend, or at least somebody that I thought was a friend. You know, when we talk about relationships, the relationship I have with you is not and never going to be the same as the relationship you have with me. So I thought we were friends. I thought we were together in this. We understood each other all along, up until one day she wanted to clear the air. And she told me that, 3 years ago, it came to my attention that you have said something like this about me. And that has changed our relationship altogether. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't know that there was an issue that was fermenting in her life about our relationship on the basis of the rumors that she had heard, because she never told me. And so from where I stood, I continued with the relationship thinking that everything was okay, whereas she held back from her side on the basis of what she believed, which was the underlying cause of how she related to me. Fortunately, because I didn't know where she was coming from, I just accepted our relationship on the basis of where I am. And this got me to think about the beliefs, the belief system, and how it's involved, or rather, how does it interfere with the way that we see the world? You create your own reality of the world. 2 people can look at exactly the same thing and see it differently. Why? Because the way that I view the world is informed by what I believe in, whether it is negative or positive, empowering beliefs that I have about myself, about the world, about what is happening around me. It is also informed by the level of consciousness or the vibrational state at which I am operating at that time. Imagine watching a channel, TV channel, you're watching CNN, for example. When you switch over from CNN to another channel, say BBC, it doesn't mean that CNN is no longer working or is no longer playing. It simply means that what you are focusing on is now different from what you were focusing on before. So the paradigm has now shifted from what you were looking at before to what you are looking at as the new state. So that's basically how the whole issue of the belief system works. Now, content of your character is informed pretty much by what you believe in. If you are going to be judged by the content of your character, I've come across a lot of clients who judge themselves so negatively, who are so hard on themselves in terms of what they can or cannot do. They view themselves as not good enough, not deserving, not worth it, thinking that the world is going to view them as they do. Guess who is their worst enemy under those circumstances? Themselves. If you are in that state, you are your worst enemy, because when we say you will be judged by the content of the character that you have, the first person that is going to judge you from the inside out is yourself. So if you decide today that you are going to judge yourself, what kind of a judgment are you going to be using when you look at your own life? Would you rather cast aspersions about the only life that you have in the current humankind, Or would you rather look for that which is positive and empowering, that which is going to allow you to carry out and live the purpose that you came into this life for? That which is going to take you from this level of your life to the higher level and make you happy and allow you to experience life in its entirety? Or are you just going to be somewhere and not even respond to what is happening in the message that you are receiving today? You know, we don't get a choice in terms of creating our reality. The universe that we are living in is in a constant state of creation. Whether you're going to be creating your own life by way of design, like an architect will do when they plan that mansion of yours, or you are going to be creating your life by default, where you fold your arms and you don't do anything. And therefore you got given whatever was available because other people had taken what they had designed. Is entirely up to you. The fundamental idea that I'm putting on the table today for you to consider is, what do you believe in about yourself? Are you able to look at the mirror today and look at your life? Look at your life, look at all of it and say, what do you really, really want? How have you been viewing yourself all along? Can you look directly into your eyes in the mirror and call yourself by your name and say, Zoliswa, I forgive you. I forgive you for having looked down on yourself for all along. I forgive you for having allowed other people to be number one in your life as opposed to you putting yourself first. I forgive you for serving other people from the cup whilst there's nothing for you to fulfill yourself. I forgive you for not putting yourself first, for looking down upon yourself, for thinking that you will never amount to anything. I'm so excited today because I'm introducing an element of a paradigm shift in the mindset. If you have always been looking this way and viewing your life from this perspective, the news that I have for you today is that there is a 360 degrees around you. And all that you need to do is to view this globe from a different direction. Focus on the different direction and introduce a new paradigm in your life that is going to render the old paradigm obsolete. And that is how you change your life. The judgment that I spoke about, it is only going to come from the inside out, because you get from the world what you give to the world. You create standards for yourself that says, this is who I am, this is how I want you to relate to me because I relate to myself at this level. Does that message ring a bell to you today? And the most important question is, what are you going to do to make a positive change in your life? To the extent that you are still breathing, for as long as you are still alive, you have a decision to make. And it all begins with you looking at the belief system that you have, choosing you over everything else, choosing a belief system that is going to empower you and take you to the next level, a belief system that is going to be in line with the purpose that you are in this world for, a belief system that is going to allow you to grow and expand to a fuller, a bigger and better version of the greatness that is living inside of you. Are you willing to accept that today? I'm on a journey and I would like to take you along on this journey, the journey of self-rediscovery, the journey of allowing the greatness from each one of us to come out. Let us shine in the world because that is what we are created for. And as you create your reality, remember, your greatest friend could also be your greatest enemy. And it is, how do you look at your world? Because that is going to determine the content of your character. I'm so excited to have been with you today. I'll see you again in the next video. Remember, I always love to hear from you. Please leave your comments at the bottom here so that I know that we are together. I'm your sister in building your dream. Till next time, goodbye.